Okay, here is Photoshop. We're gonna look at the interface. Again, if you have questions, I don't want to go crazy. I'm retired from teaching. Just I'm happy to help. These are the tools. As you know, there's a spot healing brush, which is fantastic, and then the clone stamp. So we're going to use both, and we're going to go from there. We're going to use the layer. So I'm going to work actually on a new file. This is the one that was done, and you can see there's no blue. This is the image at the beginning, a lot of blue, an enormous amount of dust everywhere. So we're going to try to fix this as quickly as possible. Okay, so I'm going to cancel this. I'm going to move to this one. Okay. Let's look at the interface first. So this is a cursor moving. This you can just look on YouTube to show you what they are. I don't want to go crazy. If you're going to save, you have three options: save, save as, or save a copy. So let me show you save. I'm going to copy the layer. So the copy the layer is duplicate. And I can just go to image, duplicate, and it's gonna actually, I need to duplicate the layer. So basically, usually what I do for the layer is I duplicate it, duplicate layer under layer. I use a shortcut on my Mac. It's Command J. And I have, as you can see, so I'm going to do Command J. You can look right here. But if you're on a PC, you may need to do, I think it's Alt, Alt and the letter J like Jackie. Okay, so I have my two layers. Let's look at this. So here will be all the major thing, exporting and stuff. Usually what you want to do is you want to save as when you're done. So we're going to save a copy. Save a copy. So whatever we're done with the work, we're going to go save a copy. Boom, finished. We'll save the copy where we want. We'll rename it there. And then also what we'll do when we're done, we're going to save this image. But we'll proceed to this. So this one is basically the main and important. These are all the edit for transforming. I'm gonna skip this. You can explore. This is for the image. If you want to rotate the image, duplicate. Again, I'm going to ignore that except for adjustment. So you can see the adjustment here. There's brightness, level, and so let's do a level. And now I can see the level. I can adjust the levels. I use levels, saturation, and any other filter. So that's one option. You go in layer. I'm going to cancel this. I'm going to go in layer. Layer. Image, adjustment, and you have all those filter. Layers, I'm going to ignore because there's so many options, and at this point, it doesn't matter. The only thing, if you do layer, and if you don't know how to do what I'm going to show you how to do, you just go new layer. That's it. Okay, and that will give you a blank layer. So I'll show you, and I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to call it retouch. I usually, I used to teach, which I no longer do. I used to put retouch so people can, know that this is the retouch layers. I'm going to trash this. And then we have the selection. You won't deal. Filter is very important. 3D we're not going to deal. If you lose the tools like you can see certain tools here. I'm going to skip those because it's way past the introductory level. Plugin, we're not going to worry because you most likely don't have any plugin. And then the windows. So this one is important because it'll give you all the windows that you may decide to use. Layers. Let's say the layer disappear. You're like, oh, where are my layers? Go to Window, put your layers, and they're back here. Okay. So in this case, if you lose the tools on the left, you can see this is the tools. Extremely important, but those happen to sometimes disappear. Just go back to Window, Tools. On the bottom of the window, it shows you a bunch of file name, and these are the files that are opened. So you can select between them. So if you just go from one to the other, now I'm at this one. But we're going to stick with this one for now. And then help, just if you're missing something, you can just type. Otherwise, you got everything here, okay? Updates and so on. So the interface now is a ruler. Sometimes I use a ruler but we're not going to use that here. But I usually keep it. This tells you on the bottom left, which I'm going right here, and it's telling me we're viewing this image at 50%. I'm gonna at 66, 100, and at 200. So 200 is going to tell me, okay, this is basically the maximum. And we're going to look at this as we retouch. Okay, so we'll look at it at 200%. The histogram is right here, and you can see the histogram is basically a digital representation of the image. It tells you. I'm going to go in an explanation, a clearer explanation, but the histogram is really good. The navigator tells you where you are. So we say, well, let me just look. This band that you see, that blue purplish band, is called chromatic aberration. I'm not going to get into this. And I didn't even fix it on this because of the... I did fix it in a certain way, but I don't think it was completely fixed, okay? So you can see there's a lot of work in the retouching. For this image, I used a filter. So I'm going to start from scratch. And so I use this really because this is where I am used to it. It has my layer. And for you, it would have the history. The history shows me everything that I've done. If you click on the bin, this is at the beginning. So we're going to go back to the beginning and we're going to start from scratch. I have everything that I want in terms, and I'll show you why this is the palette, the tool palette that I need. It has mask. It has all the adjustment that I want. So usually it's level, hue and saturation, and then color balance. Everybody use honestly tools their own way, really. So it's brightness contrast is really good. A lot of people love it. A lot of people work with curves. I like levels, and I'll show you why. And then you guys can do really what you want. Okay. So actually, what I'm going to do, I think this is. This is my, and this is, okay. So this is my duplicate, and I'm going to just delete all these layers. So we start from scratch, okay? So, so this is the basic interface, and I'm going to stop right here, and then we're going to attack the retouching. I'm going to show you a bunch of ways, and then you guys can take it from there.